Hey guys.
Hi guys.
Still in Statue Week!
Whoop, whoop.
This time we got another black and white statue, and it is the Greg Capullo Death of the Family Joker. I know you guys are huge fans just like I am, and I'm a huge fan of this statue, so let's talk about this thing. If you guys are reading Batman currently, or I guess a little bit, not so currently because it's changed now, Scott Snyder is the author of Batman, where Greg Capullo is the artist. Big fans of him. Greg Capullo is maybe one of my favorite artists right now, and one of my favorite Batman artists ever, and he's the one that designed, I guess you could say, the Death of the Family Joker. If you don't know about Death of the Family Joker, his face has to be reattached with staples because he ripped it off. It's great.
Such a creepy storyline, and the Death of the Family Joker is probably the most sadistic Joker out of the entire time. I know I say that a lot, but the Death of the Family Joker is just cruel. And scary. He's very, very cool.
Murderous, you know. Yeah. It's got a lot of adjectives you could throw in there. Scott Snyder wrote this Joker to be fearful of him. Not necessarily like you want him to come in the picture. It's just when you see him on the pages of a comic book, you're like, holy crap, he's back.
Sometimes with Joker in comics, you can kind of root for him. And this Joker, the Death of the Family Joker, there's absolutely no way you want to root for him at all.
No, you gotta root for Batman in these comics. You're like, oh my god, he's freaking scary. So they made a black and white statue, and if you guys aren't familiar with black and white statues, if you haven't seen the last videos, they are from DC Collectibles. They're about a 7-inch statue, and they run usually around $70 or less, and that's what this guy cost. Now, one thing about this, he's not going to be easily available anymore.
They haven't made a second edition of this one yet. I'm sure eventually they will because they do make second editions of most of these statues, and this one's such a popular one, it's inevitable that they'll make one.
But for now, let's look at this guy up close. Of course, we're going to start off with Joker's face because, I mean, that's one of the craziest things on the design of him. They paid very close detail to, like, the wrinkles and just the pullback of, like, how the strings or staples or whatever they were that pull his face skin back. You know, there's a lot going on there.
I like how on his forehead you have that little bit of skin showing, and it's very Jason Voorhees-esque.
Yeah, you can see the muscle fiber,
It's very creepy.
His hair's got a lot of movement. It's chunked out, which is something I like about it when they got heavy chunks in them. Even the back of it. You can see the buckle on the strap that holds his face skin in. Oh my god, guys, if you haven't seen this, please go read some comics. Death of the Family Volume 3 you could read for Batman Volume 3. It's just great. Anyways, I love how his smile is just so creepy because of how it pulls that skin back and you can see all of his teeth individually in there.
Very, very scary looking.
And how his pupil is super dark black. Really one of the only black things on this. One of Joker's favorite weapons to use in Death of the Family is a hammer. No spoilers there, but he loves hammers. And he has it in his hand here, and he's, of course, swinging at somebody in particular. I'm not going to tell you because you've got to read the comics.
Well, it could be many different people.
Well, here's a hint. It's not Batman. Of course, now you see blood splatter on his outfit.
You can see on his arm as well. The blood splatter is pretty much everywhere down his arm and on his chest. It's also on his tool belt and all of his tools.
Yeah, how about that tool belt? I mean, you want to talk about detail.
I like how it has just about every single murderous weapon he could need in both pouches of his tool belt.
It really does. It has wrenches. It has saws. It has things I don't even know what they are.
Screwdrivers, pliers.
Pliers. Oh my gosh, I love it.
He's ready to go to war.
This is one of the most highly detailed things about this statue. I mean, it's got great movement in the body, the suit, you know, the one-piece suit where it's got the wrinkles. You know, that's all great and fine, and of course you can see the Joe badge on the front and then Joe's Garage on the back, but that tool belt is really what stands out to me the most.
Yeah, your eyes are drawn to either his face and then to his tool belt. It's one or the other, and you're just like, whoa, that's so cool.
And I love how he's got the garden gloves on, you know, the gardener gloves on. And I really like how his outfit is that dark gray, that mid-tone gray, and his skin is so white.
Yeah, you can see the big transition between the two. There's no confusion into what's the skin and what's the outfit.
Yeah, and a lot of the black and white statues, you won't see white skin. You know, there's not a huge contrast in outfit from skin, but they definitely played it on this. Of course, you would imagine they would, considering it's Joker. So, you know, a big fan of that. Love how you can see a stitched-on pouch on his pants. Love just the wrinkles in general on his pants. The thin legs. Just, I mean, it's just fantastic.
I like how they sculpted this with a flattened kneecap. It shows the definition there, and then, of course, the wrinkles going around his knees.
Yeah, I mean, and then you get into the high, you know, Joker, you can see his socks all the time. He wears high waters, sort of, in that comic book. And then he's got his boots on, which are very well detailed. The shoelaces aren't tied because Joker don't care about no shoelaces.
I mean, who has time to tie their laces?
When you're killing people, you gotta...
That's right.
And then you have the traditional Batman black and white base, which is porcelain. This guy is actually all one piece, so he doesn't come off that base. So one of my favorite statues is the Death of the Family black and white one. This is actually what got me into black and white statues.
Absolutely. He saw that. He's like, whoa, 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 what is this? And why don't I have any?
One thing that a lot of people are fearful of with the black and white series, and you guys might think this out there, is the size of it. They don't think that maybe these are too small or whatever. Scale-wise, they see 7 inches and they think, oh, it's about the size of an action figure. But I can tell you, I had that fear too. But when you get them, they're perfect size.
See, I think that the size of these is absolutely perfect because you can get so many of them, and then you don't have to take up so much space. You can have one giant shelf dedicated to your black and whites, and you'll never run out of room.
And they look so good together because they're all different artists, that have done this. All different. It's almost like a timeline of Batman, on your shelf.
It's like Batman through the history.
Yeah, and,
it's very cool.
Trust me, guys. They have ones from all the way back to current, and they're all great. They're all great. There's a few bad ones. Well, I have some bad ones in my collection.
Yeah, but we had to get them because we're like, we have to have every single one. That's our goal, is to get every single black and white ever made. It's a large goal to achieve, but eventually we'll get there.
It's awesome, though. It's awesome. Yes. If you guys are interested in black and white statues, we will put the link in the description, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.